guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock. It's time for another video, and this has been one of the most anticipated videos ever. And the reason is, ever since this got released on the Tuesday, the 9th of June, ever since this got released, every single person and their mother has been wanting me to do an exposed video. And these days, I can't do an exposed video without Thomas Maloney, so he's here with me. But there's a reason Tom's here, and it's not just for the eye candy. It's definitely not for the eye candy. The reason that Tom's here is because you've actually seen me gig this, haven't you? Many, many times. Because we do gigs together. You've seen me do this at gigs.
Yeah, I've also seen like the genesis of it, the evolution of it, and the prototypes, and it's,
This took about 4 years to develop. This is not, it may seem like a really simple thing, but it's actually not. It's actually a really complicated thing. It took 4 years to get the Sharpie to work.
Yeah.
And the amount of prototypes Murphys were sending me, and I was like, no, and sent it back, sent me another one, no. And then when we finally got one that worked, I insisted on like gigging it for about 6 months and really putting it through its paces before I even considered doing anything else with it, just from a quality control point of view. The routines were already there, but from a quality control point of view. And what you have here, I think, is, look, let's be honest, let's call a spade a spade. I have released a lot of magic, and it's a standing joke that I say, oh, I love this, it's my favourite trick. And part of the reason is, everything I release, I love. If I didn't, I wouldn't actually release it. You've seen I'm pretty sure you've seen me perform everything that I've ever released. But this genuinely is in every single gig that I do. Because I always have the Sharpie marker on me. The cards are always in the wallet. It's like the ultimate everyday carry. And as far as I'm concerned, with Credit Crunch, it ticks every single box. So it's examinable beforehand. It's examinable afterwards. It happens in the hands of the spectators. It's a genuine surprise that they don't see coming. There's a couple of really strong magical moments. It's got that SpongeBalls type thing feel to it. And there's an awful lot you can do as bonus routines and extras as well. Like, it's really strong. And you've seen me do this to people and have them scream. And you see that on the trailer as well. So I'm really excited, and this is going to be exposed video. I'm going to go through what you get with this and what it does. Now, the reason I do these exposed videos is because I want you, the magic community, to know what you're getting into. So when you buy a trick, you know if it's right for you or it's not right for you. And I think that I've pretty much exposed every single trick that I've ever brought out. This is the latest one. Now, if you've not seen the trailer, I'm going to play the trailer for you now so you can see the trailer. After you've watched the trailer, we're then going to come back into the studio and I will do a performance of Credit Crunch, and then after that, we'll go through how it all works. Let's have a look at the trailer.
The best pickpockets will not take the wallet or the purse. They'll take the stuff inside, like the credit card. But the really good pickpockets won't even take the credit card. They'll just take the information off it. You see that 16-digit number? Every credit card has one. Sometimes they're on the front, sometimes they're on the back. Can you do me a favor? Can you just put your other hand on top? And I'm going to use a Sharpie marker. You guys all know what a Sharpie marker is, right? There's two logos on a Sharpie marker, one there and one on the other side there. Watch this. Watch the Sharpie marker. You'll see the moment it happens. It turns into a 6-digit number. What? Look at the card, turn it over. The number's gone, it's on the pen. My name's Craig Petty. Welcome to your new favourite everyday carrot. When you're out performing to real people, you want to do magic with items that everybody recognises. And you want it to be impactful, you want it to be quick, and you want it to be visual. And that's what you have here. Have a look at that, that's my credit card. I'm going to put it right there. Put your other hand on top. Put your other hand on top. That's fair. And you see the Sharpie logo right there, yeah? On 3. 1, 2.
Yo,
Because no, what's crazy is that's the number off the credit card. Lift up your hand. Look at the card. Turn it over.
Oh, what? Yo, what the? That's fucking crazy.
It's not on the card anymore.
Yes! That's awesome. Can I see it too?
2, 3. That's the 4 you remembered. 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 Lift up your hand. Look at the credit card. The numbers have gone. It's easy to do. There's no angle issues. You don't need a table. You can do it walk around. It takes up almost no pocket space. It truly is an everyday carry. It instantly resets. You can do it anytime, anywhere, and it looks amazing. My name's Craig Petty. Welcome to Credit Crunch. That's the 16-digit number that you guys remember.
6207 is the first one.
But here's the crazy thing. This is the bit that's going to freak you the fuck out. Not that I got the 16-digit number there. The fact that it's not on the card anymore. Have a look at the card.
No way!
What? Disappear.
It's like engraved on it. That's the same one that I used to write my name.
Okay, so a brief studio performance of this. This is kind of weird. I've never performed this sitting down before. This is a walk around trick.
Yeah. That's
It
what's
feels
great about
weird. It feels weird sitting down to do this. And also, we've both been working in the warehouse, loading a van.
Yeah.
I don't have a suit.
Two
on. I don't
vans.
have- Two vans.
Two vans.
Two shows going on tomorrow. I don't have a jacket or anything like that. I haven't got. This feels weird. But anyway, brief performance. Have a look at that. That, my friend, is credit card. You've seen one of those before.
These are the best ones you've made.
They really look
yeah.
real, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, they look so real.
Yeah.
But that was my credit card. And I'm sure you've seen a credit card before. That 16-digit number there,
Yeah.
if you got that 16-digit number, you don't really need the card. You don't need the
No.
chip. You don't need anything else. You got that 16-digit number, you effectively can drain my account. So I'm going to show you how a magician would steal that information.
Yeah.
Okay? Can you try and remember that 16-digit number, or as much of it as you can?
Yeah.
Maybe if you just remember the first couple of numbers, the last couple of numbers, just so that if you see it again, I understand it's almost impossible to get the whole number, but if you could try your best, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to watch. In fact, can you hold your hand out for me and put your other hand on top? Like that. That's perfect. Because here's how magicians steal people's data. They do magical pickpocketing.
Yeah.
You never heard of magical pickpocketing before? Let me explain how magical pickpocketing works. You see, a good pickpocket will take the wallet. A great pickpocket will take what's inside the wallet. But an amazing pickpocket will just take the stuff they need off the card. That 16-digit number. Now, you know, being a magician, I do need a magic wand. I don't have a magic wand. I do have a Sharpie.
Yeah.
Times are hard. Blame Masika. But
allowed to say that? Are you allowed to say that?
probably not really. No, I'm not.
bills.
Yeah. Anyway, look at this. What's the Sharpie? What's the Sharpie
Yes.
right there? And what's the Sharpie? Because I'm going to try and take that 16-digit number off. It happens on 3. 1, 2, 3, and you can see there's a 16-digit number that's just appeared in
6280. Yeah.
Is that the number you
that's
remember?
the one.
But that's how magicians will take your data.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right? That's how magicians will take your data. But here's the thing. When I say I've took your data, I actually mean it, because that's not just a copy of that 16-digit number. That's actually the 16-digit number. Have a look.
Yeah.
And it's not there anymore.
Not there anymore?
It's not there anymore. Wham bam, thank you, man.
I like that. I don't know if people notice this on the camera, but when you actually do the appearance of the numbers, you actually get like a shine in your eye.
You do,
so it adds like a bit of magic.
I mean, and that looks impossible. You see on the trailer people going, it feels like the numbers on a credit card.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted, and that's what took so long with this. And there's a few things that I want to tell you. I want to explain how it all works as well. But before I do, I am fully aware there's lots of different types of credit cards. There's credit cards where the numbers aren't printed on them.
Yeah.
Like I've got 4 cards in my wallet. 2 of them have 16-digit numbers embossed on them.
Yeah.
2 of them have numbers that are written on the back but printed.
Yeah.
It makes no difference. You know, everybody, these credit cards with 16-digit numbers absolutely are out there all over the place. And people recognize them immediately. You know, there's no question over that. Like you said, this is the most legit looking credit card I've ever created. And this was part of the battle. So you've got this, so you've got this. Now, I'm going to explain how it all works. But first of all, do you know what the inspiration was for this? Because a lot of people don't believe me when I tell them. I might have told you.
You've
before.
told me, so I know because you've told me. And
Daryl's Dicey Dots.
Yeah.
Which I know you kind of look at this and you're like, how has that got anything to do with Dicey Dots? I did Dicey Dots for years. And when you actually think about Dicey Dots, it's a dice that they hold.
Yeah.
And you get a little white stick. And you hit the stick against the hand. And the spots have gone off the dice are in the stick. But there's no motivation to it. There's no reason for that happening. It's a cool, magical moment, but there's no reason for it happening. And I sat there and I was like, how can I make this make more sense? And the first thought was, well, what about if I did it with a credit card and I had the numbers disappear off the credit card and appear somewhere else? And it was like, yeah, but the stick makes no sense. But a Sharpie marker, especially a Sharpie marker that writes, it's a perfectly normal Sharpie marker. Well, now you've got something incredible here. You've got something incredible. Now, obviously, this isn't the one that I have in my gigs. You want to sign this, obviously. But let's explain what you get. So in the box, you get the Sharpie marker, and you get 2 credit cards, right? One with a 16-digit number and one without. By the way, I've been wanting to produce this card with this 16-digit number for years. Do you know I've actually got it tattooed on my arm?
I actually said to you, you should get it tattooed on your arm. And you went, I have.
2607 4317, that's that same number. And sometimes I'll have the 16-digit number vanish and I'll have it appear on my tattoo, but you know, that's weird. But this is what you get. And isn't this a lovely routine?
It's great,
It's so commercial. Like I say, it ticks all the boxes.
It just makes sense. Like with Dicey Dots, it's like, I feel like in my head, it's like you've made an impossible object that doesn't exist on the planet. And it's like, oh, well, in my head, I just feel like, well, there's obviously some sleight of hand on there. This kind of blurs the line of sleight of hand and people actually thinking it did actually come off of there and go onto there. Do you know what I mean? And I think spectators overthink the method with it. They don't think sleight of hand. They think, they just think real magic.
Yeah,
compared to Dicey Dots, where it's like, well, that's something I've not seen on the planet.
Exactly. So let's explain how it works. There's something very special about the 16-digit number, which we'll get to in a minute. But let's explain how this works. So it's very simple. You have 2 credit cards, one with a 16-digit number, one without, and you have a pen with a 16-digit number on. You do a switch and do a paddle move, and that's it. Any questions? But there's a bit more to it than that. So, by the way, the tutorial for this is 2 hours long, which is ridiculously long for this trick. However, to learn this, it's like 15 minutes.
Okay.
The rest of it is bonus routines using the number. So you can actually learn this in like 15 minutes. It's super simple. We're going to break it down into 2 parts. The first part is how you switch one credit card for the other. Now, like I say, I've been working down the warehouse. I haven't got my wallet on me today. But if I had my wallet, this would be inside my wallet, right? Now, the switch that I tend to use, and this is the one that you see on all of the performances, I tend to use one of 2 switches. And I'll go through briefly. I mean, you've got the tutorial if you buy this, but I'll go through this briefly. Just like with everything I release, I wanted it to be able to work for every single difficulty level. So, like, if you're brand new, but this is the one I use. It's not difficult, but I have both of the. There's 2 ways of doing it. The first way is I have both of these in my wallet next to each other, and so I bring them out together like this. The other option is I have one in my pocket and I have this in my wallet, and I bring this out and I put the wallet away and I palm this as my hand comes out. Either way, you're going to do the same thing. I like to cop that bottom card. So what I do is I cop that bottom card as I hand this out. So this is just in gambler's cop. So if it's in my pocket to the side, as I put the wallet away, I just grab it in cop as I come out and I hand this to people. But if I'm doing this is my everyday carry as well. It genuinely is. In my wallet, I have 4 things. I have this, I have charged up, I have a small version of credit swipe, and I have EDC. So that's my set.
Well, when you go to a petrol station, it's a nightmare.
It really is. But if you're doing this as like an everyday carry, you just put both of these into one credit card slot, bring them out, hand the wallet off to somebody, and just gambler's cop one of those as you hand that out. Either way, the way I do it, I have this in gambler's cop, and I hand this out and I say, can you remember the 16-digit number? Now, one of the things I love about this is it's examinable at the beginning, but also I love the fact, like you will know this, when you're performing close-up magic, one of the challenges is to get as many people as involved as possible. Because a lot of routines are one-on-one, and it's like if people aren't involved, they'll mentally check out. I always say, and you see this on the trailer, can you remember the first 4 numbers? Can you remember the next 4? Can you remember the next 4? Can you remember the next 4? So they've all kind of gotten a role in this. They're all invested. But if it's just a one-on-one like it is here, I just say, just try to remember a couple of the numbers. Try to remember maybe the first 4 or something. This is in my pocket. I typically have this in my top pocket or in my back pocket. Doesn't really matter. So this is the switch that I do. This is held out while they're looking at this, and I'm talking about credit card fraud and so on and so forth. And then I take this back and I line them up. And that looks perfect, don't you think? That just looks perfect. Now watch this switch. Burn my hands.
It's a great switch, isn't it?
Nobody sees anything. It's the easiest switch in the world as well. All I'm doing is I'm holding these together. My fingers come underneath. And all I do is I take off I'm here, my fingers come here, and all I'm going to do is take off the bottom one as I turn it over. So it's like this, it's like here, so I'm turning both over like this, right? So my fingers are here, I'm turning both over, and as I turn both over, this just automatically stays in my palm as that top one comes out. So from this angle, here, 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 and it's not palmed, I'm just clipping it with my fingers. So try that, hold it in your left hand, almost like you're doing a spellbound grip. Okay, and then you're going to come over here from the chip side with the right hand. So notice how I'm holding it in my left hand. I'm keeping it aligned, thumb, fingers, 4 fingers pushing here. So it's being kept aligned.
So I'm going here.
And then turn over, and then just, but you took the actual... No, it's fine, it's fine, no, it's fine. It's fine, let's do it again. So look, you're here, watch. Notice you were holding it down here, very cozy. It's held at the tips of the fingers. This hand comes over, I flip over, and look, when I'm here, I'm just taking that top one, and that just stays there. So hold this here, look how I'm holding it. Hold it like that. So you're not holding it in the hand, it's very open. This hand comes over here. No, just at the end, so they can see the numbers as you turn it over. Take that one, that's it. And that just goes away clipped. How easy is that? Give it a go again.
That's a satisfying move to do. So
you're done.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? I feel like I can do more. I feel like Nevin.
You feel like Nevin. It's a very easy move to do, but it really does look. And what makes it even more deceptive is when I say, look, I need you to help me. Let's pretend this is your card. Can you hold your hand out? And that's my gesture. Everybody looks there, and then I just do the move, and I say, can you do this? And my hands come together, which hide this. Can you do this? And as I say, do you do this? That just goes into a palm, and I have a reason to ditch it because I go into my pocket for the pen, and I bring the pen out, and this gets ditched.
I was honestly thinking, I hope it teaches an easier switch, but I don't think there is an easier switch.
No, that's pretty damn easy, right? It's a very simple switch. It's just boom, boom, boom. There's nothing to see.
That's not that bad, is it? So, boom.
That's it.
That's good.
It's great, and because the person's holding their hand out, everyone's attention's there. Hold on to it there, and now you're south of the winter. Now I teach a more complicated switch.
No,
you don't need it. This is quite a nice switch though, just for sake business. This will make you look like Nemid. That's the switch. So what you're doing is you have this one here in Tenkai palm. I clip this here. I take this into Tenkai palm as I open up. But look at it from this side. It's like, so have you guys remembered those numbers? Yeah, brilliant. Can you? So look, you can do that.
I think the other one looks less shady.
Yeah, you don't need to. And that's the one if you want to kind of do the visual stuff to camera. So if you want to do, if you're sitting at a table and you do this and then lap this and you go, that's sort of it, you know. But now,
Cobra Kai on it.
I haven't got a wallet here with me. As I say, my wallet's not here because we've been loading a van. But a way that I teach it, this is a Himba wallet, an Alakazam Z Fold wallet. But if you have a credit card underneath your wallet, and you have this one inside your wallet in one of the, I think this is a brand new one, so it's a bit tight. There you go. So you have this here, you have this here. A really super simple one is you open up the wallet and you say, can you take my credit card out for me? So they take it out and you say, great, and you're just keeping the other one under the wallet. And you say, can you remember the numbers? Now, the important thing here, this one under the wallet is that way round, like that. Because the beautiful thing about this is when you turn it over, they look the same, which is great. So the switch happens and they don't even realise. So you say, can you remember these numbers? Yeah. Can you do me a favour? Can you hold your hand out for me?
Yeah.
And that's done. It's an under the wallet switch. It's so simple to do. You're literally here and under the wallet, you just literally take the other one. But you have justification because you're putting this in the same hand so you can gesture. So you say, look, can you do me a favour? Can you hold your hand out for me like this?
Yeah.
Brilliant. And you put that in their hand. This goes away in your pocket and you're done. So if you're worried about palming, there's no palming there at all. Heck, if you've got a Z Fold wallet, what you can do is you can put in one side, the one without numbers, you can move your hand now. You can put in the other side, the one with numbers. And here's how you'd do this. So you'd have your Sharpie in your pocket and you'd say, I want to show you something with with my credit card. Can you examine that for me and have a look at it? Check it out, make sure it's okay. Great. Can you remember the number? Blah, 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 blah. And then you put it back in this way and you'd say, great, we're going to get back to that in a minute. I've also got a pen. Have you ever seen one of these pens before? This is a Sharpie marker. I'm going to show you something really cool with this Sharpie marker. Actually, you know, rather than putting it in here, I'm going to put it in your hand.
Yeah.
Now you've switched it inside the Z Fold. So if you use the Z Fold, it makes absolutely sense and it's completely self-working. I go through other switches by the tutorial. The point of this is there's so many different ways. And originally when I created this, I came up with ways of doing this gimmicked and having a gimmicked flap card and stuff. And I'm just like, I'm over engineering this. Yeah. I'd rather have a simple switch that happens at the beginning before they even know what the routine is, that ends up being completely examinable. Than having a you know, like some sort of flappy card that makes the vanish. And look, you can make it more visible. So for example, I can do this and I teach this on, hang on, let's get it right. I teach this on the tutorial as well. If you want like a social media visual version, you can do that sort of thing. That's so you can get, you can give them the pen and you can say, look, I've got the pen, do me a favor, just hold on to this pen in your hand. Hold your hand palm down. Great, lift up a bit. I'm going to put this pen in your hand. So you put the pen in your hand and you say, what's the 16-digit number? Don't blink because I just take that 16-digit number and lift it, open up your hand. It's on the pen. So you can kind of do that visual style of thing if you want to. There's lots of different ways of going with it, but I don't.
Then you could do the switch, put it back and go it back.
Yeah, you could then say, look, let's give you that and, you know, go boom. Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of different ways that we go through on the tutorial. The important thing is you switch one for the other. Yeah. Right? So that's in the hand. This is in the hand. This is gone. Now, something about the pen that's quite cool. And to be honest, I've got a couple of pens and I've scribbled Sharpie off on one of mine because I actually quite like the blank look, but whatever. Yeah. This 16-digit number here, you can feel it in your pocket. Oh, so from an orientation, no, that's important. Because from an orientation point of view, if this is in your pocket, if you're using this pen, how do you know that you're going to bring it out the right way? Yeah. Well, you know with this because you can feel the numbers. So you just feel the side with the numbers and you bring it out like this. Then you do a paddle move, which is, I'm not going to teach that now. I mean,
loads easier with Sharpies as well.
Oh, it's so much easier with a Sharpie. But you do a paddle move and then, you know, I teach a couple of different ways of doing the revelation. I teach a few different ways. But to be honest, the way I do it normally, and like you correctly said,
it just flashes in your eyes.
You start to get this flash and you realise. And then what's really nice about this routine is there's more than one beat. So up until this point, they don't really know what's happening.
Yeah.
But then you've got this first beat where they see something's appeared. Then they have the second beat where they see the numbers. The next beat is they realize it's the same numbers, and then they feel it and they realize it's raised up, and they think that's the trick. Nobody thinks it's to do with the credit card. Nobody thinks anything's going to happen with the credit card. And that's important, because a lot of the time when you're doing close-up magic, people, they have an idea of where the end's going. You bring out a wallet at the end of a card trick. They know the cards. How many times do you do card to wallet and they get the cards going
it's in the wallet.
It's in the wallet. They don't know how, but exactly. They don't realise that anything's going to happen to the credit card. They think the trick is these numbers have appeared on the pen, and you can see that in the performances on the trailer. And then you go, you're not going to believe this. The numbers aren't on the credit card anymore. And when they open their hand and they turn it over, it's a sponge balls moment.
Yeah.
Every magician wants that moment where something happens in the hands of the spectator that they don't expect.
Yeah.
That's why I love Keymaster. They're holding a key, and the hole vanishes off the key. They don't know that that's going to happen. All of these different things. This is that sponge balls moment. They don't expect that. And more than once, this happens more than you could imagine.
Yeah.
When you make those numbers appear, you'll have someone say, bet you can't get them off the card. The amount of times that happens, and you go, well, I don't know, I'll give it a go. You know what I mean? Inside, you're like having a happy dance, and you're trying to stay cool about it. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to it.
Yeah.
All I do to reset is my hand goes into my pocket with the credit card, and I keep it this way, and I grab my wallet, which remember I put in that pocket, and I just put this away. And I've switched the credit cards, obviously, in the pocket, and I just put this pen away. So it's examinable at the beginning, it's examinable at the end. You've got two impossible objects.
Yeah.
I mean, what's not to love?
It's good. It is good.
You got any questions on that for everybody?
If
If you haven't, it's fine. I mean, it's quite
numbers do anything.
Well, yes, they do. And you heard me say that before.
Yeah.
That's probably 90 minutes of the tutorial. You don't really know what these numbers do you?
I ain't got a clue.
You ain't got a clue. They all do, it does one thing.
Yeah.
And it does it really well. So we had to stop it there for a second because Tom had to get his phone. You've got your phone now, Tom, yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Have you Googled, I've asked Tom to bring up a list on his phone of what each letter is at each number, because I know that you're a bit dyslexic and you got that, yeah? Brilliant. We're going to create a truly impossible moment, okay? So on this credit card, there's a 16-digit number, right? We're going to have you create a number in your head that's truly random. Because if I just had you think of a number, you'd probably go for the same number as everyone else, which is, lucky number 7, for example, is a very popular number. So we're going to randomize it, right? So I'm going to give you the credit card, and there's 16 numbers, and they're made up, let me just show you, they're made up of 4 banks. 4 banks, and each bank has 4 numbers.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is I want you to take that credit card.
Yep.
Now, first of all, what I want you to do is make a choice. The first choice is, would you like to add up one number from each bank, or would you like to add up all 4 numbers in one bank?
Let's go with a number from each bank.
Okay, and do you want to add up all the number 1s? All the numbers are at position 1 of each bank, number 2s, number 3s, or number 4s?
Let's go with number 2s.
Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to look at the second number on each bank and add them all up to create a brand new number.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
Got that.
Have you got a new number?
Yes.
I couldn't know that number, could I? Great, you put the credit card away, I don't need to see it. So think about this for a second. If you'd made a different decision, you'd have ended up with a different number.
Yeah.
No one knows that number but you.
Okay.
I just want to ask you one question. Is it less than 26?
Yes.
Okay. There's 26 letters in the alphabet.
Okay.
What I want you to do is I want you to think of the letter that corresponds to that number.
Okay.
Now, I did ask you to look up a list just in case you didn't know.
Yep.
Like A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. When you've got so you now have...
Yeah, I've got a letter in my head.
You've got a letter in your head.
Yeah.
Great. And no one could know that letter.
No.
It's impossible because you made all the choices. Yes. Let's further randomize things. What I want you to do is I want you to Google countries beginning with, and then that letter that you're thinking of. So countries beginning with, and then whatever letter you're thinking of, put that in. Okay? So if you were thinking of A, you put countries beginning with A, and you should end up with a list of countries. Yeah?
Yes.
What I want you to do is think of any one of those countries and then switch your phone off. And just to recap, you made a series of choices.
Yes.
First of all, you chose what numbers you're going to add up.
Yeah.
From which part of the card. If you had different numbers, it would have been a different number.
Yeah.
You then took those numbers and you thought of a letter.
Yes.
If you made different decisions, it would have been a different letter.
Yeah.
You then came up with a list of countries, and from that list of countries, you thought of one country. Is that right?
Yeah, got it.
There's no way I could know that you were thinking of Oman.
Yeah, I didn't even know Oman was a country, to be honest. I thought it was a movie. Yeah.
Brilliant. Can I have that? How cool is that, though?
That's cool. Yeah.
I mean, that's just a really simple application. What this
Where is Oman?
Huh?
Where is Oman?
It's over towards Dubai area.
Okay.
So, what this is, like a number square. What's it called? Like magic
square.
Magic square. Like a magic square.
Yeah.
This is a magic square built into a 16-digit number.
Okay.
This is designed to force the number 15.
Okay. Oh, so
Yeah. So
your imagination is your limitation.
Yeah, I go through a bunch of ideas, but this is designed to force number 15. Because here's the thing. If you add up any one of those 4 banks, it's going to come to 15. Look, 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 7 is 15. 4 plus 3 plus 1 plus 8, 15. 3 plus 5, 6 plus 1, 15. You get the idea.
Yeah.
And 2 plus 5, 15. So all of these individual banks add up to 15. But if you add up the first number from each bank, that's going to be 15.
Yeah.
6 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2, 15. You add up the second number from each bank, that's going to be 15. You add up the third number from each bank, it's going to be 15. You add up the last number from each bank, it's going to be 15. So it's a way of forcing the number 15 really, really fairly.
Yeah.
And it feels really fair as well, because how I present this, and I'll go through a couple of ideas with this, but there's a ton of them on the tutorial. How I tend to do this is I say, look, we're going to have you think of a random number, but it's really important it's random. A lot of people psychologically have certain numbers that they go for. We want to make it really random. So what I want you to do is you want to take my credit card, because that's got lots of numbers on it.
Yeah.
There's millions of different credit cards in the world, and each one of them has a different 16-digit number. That is true. So people feel this is really random. You then say, I'm going to have you use that 16-digit number to create a brand new number. So there's 4 banks and there's 4 numbers in each bank. Take that credit card, you have a choice. And the first question you say is, would you like to add up all the numbers in one bank? Or would you like to add up one number from each bank?
Okay.
Now, if they say all the numbers from one bank, you just go, great, don't tell me which one. Pick a bank and add up all 4 numbers in that bank. And they will come to 15. And you go, think about this. You could have had one number from each bank, but you ended up with all 4 numbers in one bank. I don't even know which bank you've gone for, but you're thinking of a number now. You force 15. If they do what you did and they say, well, I want one number from each bank, you go, great. So which one, you've got 4 numbers in each bank. Would you like to add up the first number from each bank, the second number, the third number, or the fourth number? Makes no difference. And you don't even have to have them answer. You could just say, look, I want you to either think of the first number, the second number, the third number, or the fourth number of each bank. Don't tell me, add them all up, and then when you've got that number, let me know. So how fair is that for 14, 15? Now, what I did for you there is I said, whatever that number is, think of the letter that corresponds to that. Most people don't have a problem, but if they do have a problem, I'll say you can Google it if you want to. But it's fairly easy, because most people know that 13 is the middle number and 13 is M. NO is 2 more than that. So it's fairly easy to come up with O.
Yeah.
And here's the kind of the dual reality part of it. I don't because anybody who's watching this, they don't know what number you're thinking of.
Yeah.
They don't know what letter you're thinking of.
Yeah.
I know you're thinking of O.
Yeah.
When you Google countries beginning with O, there's only one country in the world. So when you had a list with one. Yeah. But they don't know that. If I said to you, do you realise that there's only one country in the world that begins with O? Most people wouldn't know that. That's like a general knowledge question. Like, how many countries are there in the world beginning with O? Most people don't realise. But even if they did realise, even if they're a geography nut and they realised, they don't know what letter you're thinking of.
Yeah.
So from their point of view, think about how random this is. You could end up on any number.
Yeah.
You could be thinking of any letter. You could be thinking of anywhere in the country, in the world.
Yeah.
And you've got, and I can do that. I can take your Google Maps, for example, and I can say, look, I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to drop a map somewhere on a pin somewhere on your map, and I can just search for Oman. Boom, drop a pin in Oman, and say, look, I'm going to leave Google Maps open, but I want you to take this because you're going to. So you can do it to have this incredible predict right from the very beginning, even though they've made all of these choices. You know what country they're going to land on. And that's the important thing about this. The important thing about using this force of 15 is you don't want to just go, add the numbers up, you're thinking of 15.
Yeah, no.
It's how you actually use it. So another one that I do on the tutorial, which kills, is I've got a deck of cards. And on the back of every single card, I've got a different number.
Okay.
And on the face of the deck, I've got 2 jokers. One joker on the face has some double stick tape.
Yeah.
And on the back of that, I wrote 15.
Okay.
So you've got 2 jokers on the face of the deck, and 15 is on the face of the one on the very face with a piece of double stick tape. So what I do is I say, look, I've got this deck of cards here, and I want you to see that every single card has got a different number on it. And I put that down there, and I say, I want you to think of a card. Now, I say to this person, look, I'm going to have you think of a number.
Yeah.
But can you do it this way? What I want you to do is I want you to think of blah, 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 blah. I get you to do all of that. So now you're thinking of a number. And I say, is that random? And they go, yeah. And I go, right, what card would you like? And I pick up the deck and they go, whatever, 6 of diamonds. I spread through, I take out the 6 of diamonds, I put it on the face so it sticks to the double stick tape. Yeah. And I just deal that double to the table. The tape is keeping it stuck together. I then turn the deck over and I go, look, every single one of these has got a different number. Do you remember your number? And they go, yeah. What was your number? And they go, 15. And I pick up the 6 of diamonds and it's got 15 on it.
Yeah.
And it's a real, just like, what?
Yeah.
What? I teach a version of Phil Smith's Quinta.
Oh, yeah.
So what I do is I say, look, I've only got one credit. I take my credit card out. I've only got one credit card. And I go, let's put my credit card down. Has anybody else got some credit cards? And I get 5 people to put credit cards down on the table.
Yeah.
Mine's in Quinta position.
Yeah.
And I have somebody randomly end up on this credit card.
Yeah.
I hand that to somebody else. They think of a number off that and it's predicted from the beginning, which is really, really cool.
But then no one's really going to know whose credit card was what anyway.
No.
So it's hiding it even more, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, because I love mnemonica, the other thing that I've done with this, and nobody notices unless you pick, I wanted this reveal to be on there, but I didn't want anybody at all I didn't want it to be in a situation where it was obvious. Okay. So you've been handling this. Yeah. I've never even told you about this. No. You've looked at this at gigs. You won't even realise. I know that you're struggling with mnemonica at the moment and we haven't finished it, but do you remember 15?
No.
It's the 6 of spades, Tom.
I was going to say the 5 of spades, actually.
No, it's the 6 of spades. So when you've got a deck with mnemonica, it's the 6 of spades is actually the 6 of spades is the 15th card. And you know I use mnemonica an awful lot. So what I do sometimes is I'll use my mem deck and I'll give somebody the credit card and I'll have them think of a number and I'll force the 6 of spades and I'll give them the deck. And then I'll go, what was the number? 15, 6 of spades. And on the back here, it actually says this card will be the 6 of spades, it will be a position 15 in the deck. But you don't notice it because nobody reads this. Yeah. It's so tiny. You don't notice it unless you actually point it out. And I didn't include it on this one, the one without the numbers. I didn't include it on that one. So that after you've done the number thing, if people want to examine it, it looks like a real credit card. I didn't want the reveal on there, exactly. The other thing is I put the 3-digit security number as 15. Just for that sort of thing. But there's a bunch of other stuff that I go through with that number 15. So on the tutorial, 90 minutes of it is made up of this, because that 16-digit number, that number square, was going to be a separate product in its own right. I was actually going to bring a credit card out just because I love that principle, hence the reason it's on my arm. I love that principle, and there's so much you can do with it. And when I was going to bring it out as its own separate thing, and then I was like, well, actually, no, it would be a perfect add-on for this, and that would be a perfect bonus thing for this. So we've included it on this as a bonus, but if you don't want to do anything with that 16-digit number, the cool thing is you can just watch the tutorial. 20 minutes in, you'll be able to do this. This is incredibly easy. The main routine you can do in like 10 or 20 minutes. You'll be doing this almost immediately. And then if you want to learn the other stuff with the 16-digit number, you can do so because you can actually have, you can actually kind of go to the trouble of doing that. But yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
I do really like it.
That's what it is. It's very, very simple. It's very, very direct. There's options there for mentalists if you want to be, doing some mentalism stuff with the number. But for me, 99 times out of 100, the routine I do with it is just hold out your hand. Do me a favour, can you hold on to that? Hold it in between your hand. Brilliant. I've got this pen. Check out the pen. Boom. Watch the Sharpie. Boom. There. Look at that. That's the 16-digit number.
I really like the flash.
And there's no number. Yeah. And everything is examinable.
Yeah, I really like the flash. Yeah.
I love going into a card routine after this.
Yeah.
And the reason is, this is a normal working pen.
Yeah.
So I just leave this pen out and I do something where they've got to sign a card, and you see them looking at the pen and going, because there's still, it's still got the numbers on it.
Yeah, they're just going to overthink that it's something really special as well, isn't it? Like some sort of weird, like transforming pen, which is great. Especially with that, just that the way it catches the light is great. Yeah, really like that. Really, really like it.
Have you got any questions?
No, I don't think so. No. What I really like about it is because, the scheduling has been a bit, you've got two credit card tricks coming out, and just totally night and day. Totally night and day.
They're completely different to each other. Charged Up is so simple.
Yeah.
It's like a very, very simple card to cross. It's an actual pseudo pickpocketing routine. This is not a pseudo pickpocketing routine.
This is magic, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, my presentation for this is, hey, let me show you some magical pickpocketing. But this is, nobody looks at that and thinks he's a master pickpocket. They look at this and they go, what the actual hell am I seeing?
You're a demon.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to say. I'm
most creative box I've done as well.
It's a really nice box. I really like the box. In the blink of an eye, the numbers from a credit card visually teleport from a credit card that's in your participant's hand and impossibly fused onto a marker pen. Not only that, but we have hidden over 10 extra tricks into the specially gimmick credit cards. That's true.
Yeah.
Tricks like morph the cards, a secret code, secret code hidden in the numbers, and even a signature Craig Petty style A-can. Yes, there is an A-can in there.
As well.
Huh?
I didn't think they put names on it anymore.
Yeah. Not my
name on it.
So there you go. That's all you need to know. Look, I proper love this trick. I think that this is, like I say, just to recap, examinable, no table required, instant reset, visual, happens in the hands of the spectators, uses objects that everybody is aware of, and it really is kind of an everyday carry because it just literally fits in your wallet.
Yeah.
I can't really think of anything else to say.
No.
It makes a great opener. You do this and you kind of open with this and then you go into whatever else you're going to go into. I love this as an opener. So there you go. It's called Credit Crunch. It's available from your favourite magic dealer. Thank you once again for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow with our regularly scheduling programming. But Tom, seriously, thank you, man, for coming in and helping. I really appreciate it. I really thank you. So I will give you that league. It's one of my, no, I've actually changed my mind.
It's one of your better ones.
We'll see you again. Thanks for watching. My name's Craig. This is Tom.
Better. I'm not saying the others are shit.
Just stop digging. We'll see you again right here on Magic TV.